we go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the world. Hope you're doing well. Let's see, who do we have in here right now? Marlon, Shaky, Paulie. Can't see oil. Yeah. Maybe. Lander Santos. Morning to you as well. John, good morning. So we got 2060 in here right now. We're not even outside of the intro yet. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button on the stream. Let's get this thing going. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're doing well. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. The information on this channel is provided for education, informational purposes only, without any express warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. Great. Pause, read. Nice. As always, starting on the NASDAQ. Okay, we're up a little bit. Market go up, right? We had a first red inside. We've been expanding a range. We've been triggering previous day's high for excess of 3 days. So whenever this happens, we could be in an extended run. We've been going in one direction now for multiple days without triggering the other side of the range. We have not triggered previous day's low in quite some time. With that being said, we are going higher. And likely based off of news schedule and things like that, you know, that could be severely affecting what is going to happen next. So we're making higher highs and higher lows. We've triggered the level. Other than that, though, I don't think that there's much really that I can do. At least not on this instrument. So I'm not going to waste too much time on it. We're just going to keep going. US 30. Zooming out. Holy cow. I need everything to load. Load it. There we go. We had a breakout on Thursday, breakout day 1. We are now resting on top of that breakout. We had an inside bar yesterday and a down close day. Could have been a first red. I don't really necessarily believe that it is. However, we did trigger previous day's low today. So, and we've popped it back up. We've gone back into consolidation. So it gives me something to look for at the very least. We had this inside bar. We triggered the low. I think I'd be okay with either one. But we've popped it back up and gone back into consolidation. So I think US 30 is probably worth a watch. But not necessarily something that I'm super excited about. All right. Breakout pullback inside bar, trigger the low, we're going back for the high. Breakout, fail to go higher, first red, pop it back up, or we're going to go lower. I'd be fine with either thesis on this one. Gold, pretty flat. Okay, I don't really think that there's anything much that I can do here. We had a Monday that was a breakout. Last week, we had a Tuesday that failed to go higher, a very clean looking first red day that did go lower, but failed twice to go any lower than that. So breakout pullback. And then now we've kind of had a bit of a resting in a range. I don't like trading ranges. So I think that this might be another one that I need to wait till something more pops up or shows up. Maybe we trigger a previous week's level or something like that. Did we trigger previous? Yeah, so we've already triggered previous week's levels on the NASDAQ. That's good. have not triggered previous week's levels on US 30. The Russell is the exact same site picture as US 30. Same exact sort of template. Breakout, inside bar, first red. Did not trigger the previous day's low today, which is interesting. Maybe on other brokers it did. Morning to you. Yeah, US 30. All right, oil. I do like oil. We had a high that was created back here from Wednesday, and they tried to go lower. Basically tried to go lower than the low of the week. And it seems like maybe they couldn't quite get there. So market go down, right? Market's been going down. Market tried to go down, couldn't go down. Put in a high, put in a low. Bit of a higher high. Now we're in consolidation and coiling. I like oil. I think oil's pretty clean. So I'm going to watch oil. I don't like that it's already exploding and it's 9:23 in the morning and we're already back at the high of the day. I wish that it would have triggered levels and we're not just sitting on the inside, but peak formation low. Was this the low of the week as well? Yeah. Peak formation low after a big drop. First green, maybe a higher high. I'm good with that thesis. That's not bad. Okay, let's go 4 screen. And NASDAQ is, it's there. It exists. I'm going to put US 30 over here. I think US 30 is one of my my go-tos for the day. I don't know what silver's doing. I don't really know what gold is doing. I think that I'm just going to ignore it. Don't really care. And then we've got oil down here at the bottom. Do I have a 3, like 2 up top, 1 on the bottom? That'd be cool. Oh, I do. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we're going to rock this one for today. Cool. With US 30, I just think it's in a good spot. I personally want to be a buyer, but I can see both sides. Yeah, I'm thinking it's a long. First green day yesterday with a higher high, drop, consolidation, coil, explosion. First consolidation pullback. I really wanted to be a buyer back over here at 9. I don't trade at 9. I trade at 9:30. So I opted not to. But in for the sake of seeing a very beautiful and good and clean pattern, lower low, spike to a higher high, retest of the low. Remember, anytime they make a new extreme, they're going to try and go back to the other side to get people to stop them out, to shake them out of a winning position, first mouse, or make them believe it's going to go the other way and get them to start going in the opposite direction, consolidate, and then run the wrong way. So we had a lower low to a higher high to a lower low that failed, consolidated, and then followed through towards the upside. This is a very, very good series of events to take place. And again, I think it looks very good. Now, will it produce for us in the after 9:30? I don't know. That's really the most important. Will it produce? There we go. I knocked my little mic and it stopped working. Will it produce for us after the open? That's the big question. do need to get my my other screen up here. Well, how's everyone doing? How's their weekend? You know, you all get out and about, or you just kind of hang out? I got out and about a little bit. Not too much, though. UCAT is on the inside. Okay. Yeah. Let's go look at that. Binge watch my content. Okay. Just getting real familiar with my voice. Cool. Say UCAT inside. Okay, so yesterday was inside. We triggered the low. We broke down. We broke out. Pop back up. Interesting. Got 1 minute until the New York Open here. Yeah, let me double check real quick. Shaky. Let me double check. There's the New York Open. No news today. Tomorrow, core retail sales 8:30. Wednesday, no news. Oh wait, hold on. Let me get this over here. Monday, no news today. Or holy cow, Monday, no news tomorrow. 8:30. Wednesday, FOMC. So that's definitely something to think about. Thursday, 8:30. Friday, nothing. Okay. Huh. Oh my gosh, what is this? What is that? You know what I mean? What is that? I'm not in anything. I have not opened positions. I have no orders in. I am staring. NASDAQ seems to have been a bit of an expansion here. What currencies do I trade? I don't really trade any. The ones you all, these 5 over here that you see me trade every single day, those are the only ones I really watch. Now, I do try to make sure that I'm trading templates on those 5, right? I look for the templates that are a part of those 5 because I trade futures, and sometimes the futures charts are just kind of blocky and chunky. But, you know, that being said, you can't see. Oh, my bad. Hold on. These 5 over here. NASDAQ, US 30, gold, Russell, oil. Kurt Richardson. Good morning to you. Well, what did US 30 do? Slap both sides of the range. Created a massive range. Minute and 30 seconds left on the bar. So I can trade her. I could trade all of these. It just doesn't mean that I really will, because a lot of them are very lightly traded. A lot of times they don't really look very good, especially when you go down to like a 1 minute. And things will just bob very strangely, and I'm not a fan. I am simply not a fan. All right, 27 seconds left on this bar. I don't know if I trust shorts. I gotta see a clean breakdown. Yeah. I certainly don't trust the US 30 short. We haven't given up the open or the close. I guess we could say that there's trap volume at the high of the day, but I don't think I'm particularly fond of just going short off of that pattern. You know, what template would I be really taking? I guess we'd be taking a first red day trade. Have we made a lower low? At least? Not really. Not really. We just continued making higher highs. This pullback could just be a pullback. Doesn't really feel organic. Feels like a trap. I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on. Hold on. Still not in anything. I don't have any orders in. I'm looking at my other screen, and I've got the 1 minute chart of oil up there. Hmm. Well, I got to tell you, US 30 is really taking a dive. I don't know if this would have been tradable. It might have been very difficult to find a repeatable entry on that. I wasn't convinced. I wasn't convinced. I'm still not convinced. Nasdaq's going crazy though. Heck yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And the only lower low that we really have is the triggering of the previous day's low. A good pop up. I guess a failure to go higher, but I've seen this exact same pattern. Almost looked exactly the same. And then it goes vertical to the upside. So, you know, take it with what it is. On the exact same template as well, right? Breakout, goes into consolidation, first red, and then you get a massive squeeze off the close to go back for the retest of the high. I know, it's weird. Hi. Well, hello, Manchester. Manchester says, hi, I'm long, gold pound and pound dollar, and gold Australian dollar. You seem to never pull the trigger. I take trades all the time. I just make sure I'm trying to take the right trade and not go long on 3 separate pairs at the same time. And also, gold doesn't really have much of a template that I look for. So I'm not even watching that one today. Do. So oil ended up playing, or US 30 ended up playing out. We made the lower low, first red, pop back up, consolidation, and it did, go back to the low, which is a completion of the template, which is good. Still going. Uh, textbook wise, Marlon, as far as like characteristics wise, yeah, absolutely it is. Large pumping day one, your A. Your B, the only thing that I had an issue with here is that it didn't fail. There was no failed breakout necessarily. It was just an inside bar. But we did trigger the previous day's low, which can be considered a lower low, which is good. It just doesn't meet my entry criteria on the day. Take a look at the Russell. Okay. And German index. Yeah. Well, yeah, because this is the same template that US 30 was. And this has came down on the day and made a lower low, but it's only just done it. And it's still on top of this breakout level, which is fine. I think I'm still going to mainly focus on oil. I have a feeling that that's not going to steer me wrong. Well put, Polly. $9.46. So we're into a new 15-minute bar. We're into a new 15-minute bar. Shaky. Well, good stuff. Still hived it. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Jay. If this bar closes like this, it could be a V bottom reversal right back up into this range over here. Unless this is some crazy 15-minute wick. But this is kind of exactly what I was worried about happening if I were to go short on US 30. So I'm going to have to wait and see before I start speculating on anything. Best Biker thinks it's also a V bottom. I mean, this is a really big up push for even if this was like a breakout fake out bar on no news. This is unusually strong. So I would say that it's best not to speculate. This could be a pretty strong V bottom reversal coming off the low of the day. They've tried to go down once, twice, 3 times. And this would be, remember how I was talking about, first off, breakout pullback, and then we got the first red, people are shorting, which absolutely, could be valid. That could absolutely 100% be valid. But it's in breakout to the upside. And we're in a strong parabolic run towards the upside. And whenever you get a first red day trap, which is a part of the playbook, I always take them from the close. Squeezes off the close. So this could be in line with that. I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying to take this or anything like that. I'm just saying that could be kind of what's playing here. I think we'll know more here in about 40 seconds. I could see US 30 grabbing high of day. Okay. I mean, maybe, yeah. There's always that possibility, right? Always that possibility. I'm going to skip these ads for you all so you don't have to watch paper towel commercial. I feel much better about it now because I was thinking I saw it wrong. What do you mean, Marlon? How did you see it? Wow, NASDAQ's just running and running away. Cool. I do wonder if US 30s, at the very least, are we going to expand the high of the day, the 25 to 50? It's kind of the average expansion of a range. There's 25 right there. Take a look at GJ. Okay. Third day of breakouts, good. This isn't this. Yeah, this is one that hasn't made a lower low yet though, so I couldn't really do anything with it. Six minutes to the new hour. Of course, Jay. Just remember, if it's 3 days of breakouts, what am I looking for? What are you looking for? I mean, yeah, levels being triggered is great, but I like to see it break down through lower lows. It's broken down through the EMA, which is fine, and that's great, but I like to see it make lower lows. And that's just personal preference. So we had an engulfment. Now we've had a pin hammer. Are we going to explode and expand off this V bottom? Okay, I was trying to work oil over here. I'm trying to work oil for the long. I don't like it anymore as much. It is making higher lows on the way back up, but the moment I got in, it's instead of trapping shorts and expanding higher, it really does seem like maybe it's just going back to the high in a creeping trend, which is annoying. So I'm going to hold on for a second. I'm in very small. If it does blast past the high, then I'll look to size in more. It is currently. It's currently an inside day, yeah. But yesterday was also first green day with a higher high. So I'm looking for it to go back to the high. Jay, I'm in on oil long. First green day. Go on a little ripski. That'd be good. Brave buying high. So I bought high in the day's range, but I didn't buy high in the range, the current range, right? Because we see the pattern. It's dumped down. We've gone into consolidation, and it's pulling higher. Now we have space to get back to the high, which I believe to be or could be a higher high. We've got a lot of room to get back up there. That's why. That's the only reason. I think the pattern is decent. I don't get WTI. Be prepared to be wrong. I very well could be. I'm at break even right now, so I'm not worried about it. I'm already risk free. I'm always prepped to be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. I just get it in a place where I believe that I can get to break even quickly. I'm prepared to be wrong. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So the thing that I don't really particularly, care for is that we've squeezed up to the high, and now we're just kind of sitting there. I'd like to see it, which it is starting to a little bit. So I'm hoping that, it continues. And what I've done is I'm not looking to take it necessarily at previous day's high, which I could, but you all know me that I'm a little bit more conservative than that. So I've got some targets in there along the way. We just hit that 50% level. I've moved stops into profit. We're sitting below this bar right here. Not an insane amount of profit, but enough to make this even worth it if it were to come back down and get me. Let's see. Did someone say they were about to go long on the NASDAQ? That thing is already... Of course it can keep going, but as far as trading setups go, it's kind of up there, Florian, 10 a.m. club, show your hand. Yeah? Yep. In a blue sky breakout, how do you decide on targets? Are you talking about, is it the NASDAQ you're referring to? Let's see. So, tomato, anytime there's a high and a low in place, some sort of low and high, right? This is a daily chart, so it's kind of big. But we could even use, a 5 minute. You can use the current day's entire range. You could use, this high and this low. Say I'm going to use that as a target. You could use the previous day's range being a less conservative option. You could use the most recent consolidation. So we have a high and a low of a consolidation, which creates a box. It creates a rectangle. And I could say, okay, well, I'm going to use that as my targets. Yeah, that's how you do it. Or you could do it. Which I've actually done right here. Or was it tomato? That's what I've done right here. Is I just used, it's not a blue sky setup, and I could be using levels, right? I could use the previous day's high as my area. Reason being, market's been going down. We made a higher high, which could be, or is a first green day, but it could be a higher high in the market. We've dumped it down, and I have a feeling, I don't know for sure, but it could be 3 levels of drop coming off that high. All right, so we were up here in a 25 to 50-ish pip box. I'm going to use 50 to be, more accurate. Looks like they may have even failed. They failed down here in this third 50 pip box at 75. Good stuff, Mustang. See you tomorrow. Consistency. Consistency in the process and templates and reoccurring setups over a one-time trade any day of the week. We had an engulfment over here that has not gone lower than this bar's low, which is good. But it would be good to see it continue to push higher, which would squeeze out the shorts, or continue to squeeze out the shorts. But it's not exactly moving very nicely. It's not expanding very quickly. It's nice to see when things expand and they start jumping in 25, 50 pip increments. US 30 coming back down. I have a feeling it's going to come and get me before it continues. But I suppose we'll see. We hit target, we end stream. I get stopped out, we end stream. Either way, I think this is going to be the only trade I take for the day. Well, cut it then. I'm going to see if it goes. I'm going to see if it continues shaking. I'm already risk free plus, a couple points. So, worst thing that happens is they just take me out plus a few points. What is that? That is just incredibly disrespectful. Look at those 3 little bars in a row. Ooh, they closed it like that. And you know what, Marlon? That is a good self-realization to come to. There's no shame in saying, I don't know what the heck is going on. Now, of course, you can study it in hindsight and over time get a better grasp of each type of day, right? So maybe that next time you're better versed to handle that type of day. And that could just mean I know what's going on and I'm not going to take a trade, but now I understand why. But being capable and mature enough to have that self-realization and say, I don't know what it's doing today, I shouldn't be entering is pretty big. That's good. They are dancing on it. Dancing on the line. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the P2P live stream, I've been stopped out plus a few points. I'm going about my day. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to get some food in my body. I'm going to go work on some other things. I will see you all tomorrow, first thing in the morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time, ready to go, ready to trade. Tuesday typically expands the range of Monday. Make shirts for us. I don't know how attractive those would be. You'll have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.